trying to show what he can do.
Yeah, so Cory has been with Rennen for a while.
Yeah, I started in 2017 as kind of a concept, and then 2018 officially launched.
Yeah.
And then just this past couple of months, I totally revamped everything, and they had to do a relaunch. So all new shirts as well.
And so I happened to be at a car show, which, like, I usually, just so you guys know, I usually take the weekends off. I rarely do car stuff on the weekends, but it was the LA Porsche week, right? It was like
the Lit Week,
LA Lit Show. And so I drove the yellow car Mac over to Costa Mesa, which is like 10 minutes from here. That's where Cory actually lives. And I parked the car out there, and then we were just having some snacks or something. And I met Cory, and I think, I don't know, do you recognize the car? Or
well, so I had actually drove by because there's Car Park, I think it's called. They do amazing work, and I go there once in a while just to like drool over everything.
Yeah, it picked their brain.
Yeah, and then I saw him pulling in the parking lot, but I was going to European Collectibles to check it out before anybody else got there. And I came back, and I was like, "Hey, you're the Garage Time guy."
Yeah. So come to find out, Cory and I have like almost the same set of cars, sort of. You got like it's 2 911s and 2 356s, right?
Yeah.
So he's got me beat.
It's a sickness.
Yeah, right. But Cory is a lot like me. He's a real DIY guy. You get help when you need it, but mostly like we try to do as much as we can, and love for the 356, love for the 911. So I don't know. We just decided like this is cool. We live close together. He's got a business. This is turning into taking more of my time, and I was like, we should do a new shirt. And of course, I haven't done a new shirt in like 4 years. And when I made my shirt, I'm not a creative guy. Cory is, and so I just took a picture and kind of photoshopped it until it had like an outline on it, and then that's been my shirt for a long time. And so. And he told me that he has this apparel company or lifestyle brand. And I was like, well, yeah, maybe we should do a shirt together. So it's been already since February, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been working on stuff. And so we hope to have lots of new shirts. And so one of them's ready, but we want to get like a couple in the works. And so Cory's going to keep his own shirts, but also do some Garage Time shirts. So that's the idea. That's why Cory's here. And I think it makes a lot more sense to get shirts from like an actual car guy, because I was using Teespring before, and that's just a corporation. Like they don't care anything about the artwork. They don't care about the quality as much. I mean, we ordered some shirts for some friends in like Dana Point, and the sizing was all different. Like every time you order a size, like it would be a little different. So it's better to get them from Cory. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I use all Gildan heavyweight. It's your typical, what do you call it, like car show quality T-shirt that every guy wants, and they're always consistent. So
cool. We got a guy from Irvine. That's close.
Oh, Miami, and Flat 6 Misfit from Miami.
Yeah.
And then
so Advanced is talking about Blip Shift, and I am a big fan of Blip Shift. So he's
I don't look at it too much, actually. I saw it once, like a few years ago. Somebody, a friend of mine was showing me shirts when I first started. And but maybe I should check it out more.
Well, they have some designs, but a lot of it is submitted by the audience.
Oh, okay.
So people submit designs, and then if it becomes selected for a shirt, you somehow get some proceeds or whatever.
Okay,
so they got like a lot of variety, and it's not just Porsche; it's like all kinds of stuff.
I actually did. I did a shirt for a couple during the 356 Concours last year. I met them, and they had the Chicken Outlaw. And it was like, I think it's a 58 Speedster, if I remember.
Okay.
And
right.
They called it the Chicken Outlaw because they didn't want to go fully. They just did a few things that they can reverse.
Yes.
And they had a little really cool hand-painted chicken on the side.
Was this built for the Porsche dealer competition, or is this something that's built?
No, it was. They were just at at the 356 Concours last year.
Oh, okay.
But they've been in the registry in the 356 Club for years, since I guess back in the 80s.
Chicken Outlaw. That's clever.
And so yeah, I made a T-shirt for them last year, and
yeah.
So anybody wants a shirt, I'll make you one.
Yeah. See how easy it is.
Yeah.
We just run into Cory. So, so Cory's website is Rennen.io. We are both wearing his shirts. I've worn these on a few videos. I like this one: drive swiftly, listen to music loud. And it says Rennen down here. So I've been going to lots of concerts lately with my kid because he's playing loud music. And so I wear this to concerts. I wear it in the garage. It's just fun. And I've even driven my car to some of his concerts. So I literally have done both at the same time.
Yeah, and I got the idea just from, like, I don't know, driving down the coast and blasting the music. And, you know, you don't have to drive a 911 or 356 fast. It just feels, you can make it feel fast.
That's true.
High revs, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Whipping in and out of traffic and, you know, kind of making it, I guess, your own thing. But so that's how I, you know, came up with that.
Yeah, Cory drove his car here. It's actually right behind those doors.
Yeah.
I guess we could open the door, but he drove it's 76, right? 76.
Yeah, and I've been driving 911s daily for probably 20 years, but
yeah,
until lately, and I finally got a truck because I need all parts.
So. Yeah, I use my Mazda like a truck.
Oh yeah.
But Cory's a real car guy. Like that's why he's here. I think it's super cool. We ran into each other, and he's willing to help out, which is what I need. Like I'm super technical on the technical side. I love the engineering stuff, but I lose patience on websites and that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
Cory is picking up the slack, so that's cool. And then so that's how Cory and I met. And then as far as the I mean, 10,000 just kind of came and went. I don't know.
What are you up to now?
Like 10,006.
Oh wow. Cool.
So it's like I don't really focus too much on the subscribers.
You got your award.
You got to get 1 million. No, you got to get 100,000.
Okay.
So we got to.
But it's a huge step. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I don't really promote like you have to subscribe, like you have to do this, you have to do that. And I just feel like if you want to watch, then you want to watch. And I realize that my content is not for everybody because it's not a spectacle. You know, I'm not just doing things dramatic, making it different. I just try to document what I'm doing each week and slowly making progress. So thank you all for supporting us. 10,000 is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, imagine putting 10,000 people like in a convention room or something.
Yeah.
And I don't, about 2,000 of you guys watch every week, which is still a lot of people. So thank you for being here. We really appreciate the support. And occasionally I'll do a few videos that are designed to like get a lot of views.
Yeah.
You know? Like I know how to do it. I just don't do it. Like I did a video like how to strip the paint off your car. And I knew that video is going to appeal to a lot of people because like everyone has that same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm working on another video right now, and some of these take like a month. So I'm working on, actually, you gave me this idea.
Oh.
This is about everyone has a car that needs something painted black, right? So brackets, pedals, levers, engine parts, whatever. And so I have like my favorite black, and you have your favorite black.
Yeah.
And then there's like the powder coaters, there's Cerakote, there's like 5 different methods of painting something black. And they like vary from like the hardware store. Yeah. Yeah. Like, we want everything black. You see a red door, you paint it black.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you choose? Like, do you just go to the Home Depot route or do you go like the Cerakote route? So I'm going to cover each of the different levels. And I have my own recipe for like Rust-Oleum that's hardened. And it's holding up pretty well. Like on Mac, the floorboards on my car are just bare. Like there's no carpet, right?
Yeah, they do hold up.
So when you're just getting in and out, like I don't tell people to take their shoes off, obviously. Yeah. So they haven't even gotten scratched yet. They just get like sand in it. but like it hasn't really scratched. So I want to do a video that describes all the different blacks and do some like torture tests.
Right.
Torturing, like, scratching it and seeing how well it prevents corrosion and stuff. So those are the kind of videos, like if I had time, I would do more of those videos.
Yeah.
But it's a choice between, do you want to finish your car? Like
Yeah.
I want to finish the car, which is more of a personal thing, versus making videos that are just going to like get 20,000 views.
Yeah.
Because
And
those take a lot of time.
And I've always lived vicariously because I've wanted to do videos forever, but it's too much work for me. So I've been trying to document through photographs what I'm doing. So
yeah, no, that's good too. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let's check in on the comments. Welding workshops. I'm trying to do another welding workshop. I do them in person. I have an online like workshop. It's for TIG welding. It's like a $99 paid course. And then I also have in-person workshops, and I haven't done it in a while, obviously with COVID, but I thought about doing it in June, but it's already June. It's like already today's June 1st. I can't believe how fast it goes.
yeah.
But well, I'll see if I have some time in the schedule to do like a Saturday or Sunday workshop, and let me know. I limit it to 4 people. So I've had other people.
I'd like to do it actually.
Yeah.
Some refresher.
Yeah. So I mostly cover TIG.
Yeah.
But sometimes the guys are like, well, why, I want to do the MIG too. And so I do both, and we just compare.
And it's funny because my dad was he was a welder his whole life.
Yeah.
Built pipelines and all those huge refineries and compressor stations all around the world. And,
right.
I mean, he was using TIG like when it was invented, I guess.
Yes.
Probably.
And they called it like Heliarc.
Yeah, exactly.
When it was aluminum. Yeah.
And I used to grind his tungsten metal when I was like in my teens and 20s. And
yeah.
Working with him. But I learned like gas welding. Perfect. And then I learned the MIG, and then that was about it. And then I stopped doing metal work.
Right. The thing about the gas welding that's great is it allows you to really, it kind of slows everything down.
Yeah.
And because MIG welding is just the electrode is coming out so fast.
Yeah.
And you sometimes with the sparks and the energy, you sometimes can't see what's happening. But with gas or even with TIG, everything is slower. So you can actually see the puddle develop. You can actually see it move as you move the torch.
Yeah, and then you can actually get real artistic in it.
Yeah. And then when you add the filler, so that's what I like to teach. I like to teach that, but not for like what your dad was good at. I teach it for thin sheet metal because it's a whole different ball game. And most people that are good at like pipe welding are not good at sheet metal.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole different technique. So hopefully we can maybe do it in the end of June. I'll have to check. It's been busy lately, but I'll try to come up with another date we can do it in person because it'd be fun to get together. And like I said, it's only 4 guys because I want you to be able to spend as much time welding. I know I like to talk a lot, but I basically just want you guys to weld, and then I demonstrate, I explain, you weld, and then we talk about what happened. And there's 4 of us with hoods on, so we can all see what each other are doing. And generally, it's people progress, but it's not like they're gonna be experts. Like TIG welding takes more than a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a good start. Like it definitely gets you up to speed quicker.
So let's see. It's all about bicycles. Asking if we're going to Steve McQueen's car show. Is it this weekend?
Are you going?
I'd like to.
I'm not registered. I'm not registered.
Oh, there's Octo too.
The bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be the classic weekend years ago when it was around.
There's a bunch of VW stuff this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, some of it's like Old World Village, and then there's the DKP thing like on Garden Grove.
Oh, okay.
It'd be cool. So we are not registered to go to Steve McQueen, but we might show up. I don't know. Maybe we'll. You haven't ridden in the cabriolet yet, right?
No.
Yeah. Maybe we'll come. I'll pick up Cory.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We'll go. Yeah. At least it has a radio. It's got a nice radio.
Mine actually, in my 76, I hid mine, so it just has a delete plate, and I have a little amp from Woody's. What is it? Woody's in Costa Mesa.
Like the classic
Yeah.
radio company? Yeah.
And
cool.
yeah, he sells a little amp, and I hook my iPhone up to it. So there's like, it just looks kind of bare inside, but you get all your music that you want.
So the Cabriolet is an 89.
Yeah.
And
it's got a pop punk probably.
No, it did.
Or
someone upgraded it to. You guys remember the detachable face CD players? So you're supposed to take the face with you to the thing, so that's what it has, detachable face. That must have ended like what? It's got to be in the 90s, right?
Yeah, my favorite was the Alpine with the 6 green buttons.
This is a JVC, but it actually sounds pretty good, like Polk Audio speakers.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm leaving it. I think it's
I'll leave it in there.
I'll leave it in there. It sounds good. Mission Viejo. There's lots of locals here.
And Chris says he used to screen print shirts for many years. Cool.
So Chris is coming to visit.
Cool.
Chris, I have his fenders behind the
Woody's Custom
computer.
Shop. That's it. Yeah. He's a big 356 guy too.
Oh, wait, they have a booth, I think, at the Phoenix Club. I've got
that's it.
Yeah, right. They're cool. Chris is coming out. We'll introduce you to a bunch of people, Chris. I know you're checking in with the guys from Wrench. We'll get together with Michael too. We're friends. We don't do videos together yet, but we've definitely met at live events. In fact, I think Michael will probably be at Steve McQueen. So do you watch Wrench too? He's got a Subaru Porsche project. Yeah. Anyways,
I'll look for it.
Yeah, there's tons of guys we can meet. Tons of events too. So he's coming out, I think, in September. And Chris is the guy who's buying the engine out of Mac.
Oh, the 912.
Yeah. So he's driving from North Dakota to grab the engine. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Great trip.
I know, which means I got to get the 911 running.
Yeah.
So geez.
That's a good motor, actually.
The 3.2?
Well, we know what the 912 engine that you got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he rode in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good power.
It does. It's a good engine. So, Chris, you're going to see another 912 engine on the channel coming up. It's not the same engine. So, if you guys remember Benji's car has not made it to Manila yet. It's still on the boat. It's supposed to arrive I think on the 9th of June or something.
It takes about a month and a half.
It's a long time. Yeah. So it's on the boat, and it was exported okay. It ended up leaving out of the port of San Francisco because Long Beach was so clogged up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, there's Wainimi. I brought in an old barn door from there, from England.
Yeah,
That's
I guess
the only other one to do.
Yeah, he said it was really difficult, so he ended up leaving from San Francisco.
Oh wow.
So, anyways, it made it on the boat, but he left his engine here. He left his 912 engine here.
Oh, okay.
Originally, he wanted me to take it all apart and put it in boxes.
Wow.
That's like
yeah, I don't know.
So, but he wasn't allowed to import anything in the back seats. Like if they found extra car parts, they would have just thrown it over.
I don't know if I want to take it apart.
No.
I just started this 66 911 project I came upon last year. I just pulled the engine tranny out, and it's taken me forever to pull that thing apart. So
just the engine.
The engine.
I saw that at your place.
And I'm trying to catalog everything, so everything is going to go back where it should, and I know where it's going to go. And
see, that's why you need video. So
yeah, exactly. I take lots of pictures.
I watch my own videos just in case you guys are wondering, because if I have to put something back together, I just rewind.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be my first engine project because I just doing these early stuff. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
You can't. There's not many people that's doing them. So I found a great machine shop, Ollie's, out in Lake Havasu.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna send it off there and then put it all back together and get it going.
Yeah. And so Cory and I talked about sharing engine stands and stuff. So there's a few of them laying over there.
Oh, that was funny. I was trying to put it on the new engine stand.
Yeah.
I had it on the yoke.
Oh, okay.
And so my neighbor, he's a Porsche guy too. He gave me his cherry picker. So I'm I hiked it up on the cherry picker off of the stand it was on. And, it was kind of like this. So I had to go all the way back down to the floor, get it centered, and then get the engine stand up. But the legs they're both like this, so it wouldn't go very far. So I had to get the thing high up enough and then put the stand on the cherry picker
Oh my gosh.
so I could get the yoke into the hole, you know.
It's high. Yeah, it's really high.
And then like push it off, and like the whole time I'm just like sweating.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad it's hooked up to a chain really solid.
But
so.
that's going to be good. Well, it's mostly disassembled. So if you're just lifting the long block, that's one thing. But imagine when it's like fully assembled with a muffler and everything, it's like unbearable.
Yeah, and it's got the original headers on there, and that's all. It's rusty, so it's going away. And it'll have a lot. I can actually do the headers when it's in the car. I'm just going to go with a Stinger back.
Well, unless you want to run it before you put it in.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we built ours a lot lower, and it's.
But then you just take the things off that you don't need, and then you put it back on. It's in the car.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he's got a really nice 66, a lot of original parts, everything original.
Yeah, it just sat in a field for 30 years. I just posted on my site I'm going to start a thread about it. Yeah, it's like mostly original. It's a little bit rusty underneath. But surprisingly, it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Right.
But everything inside is just kind of burned out because it was just sitting in the sun forever.
Oh, right.
It was last registered in '84, so it's like a January '66 car.
Oh wow, that's a great car.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we got it all. I've got the shell. I got it all down to the shell, and all the parts are in my garage. Just one by one, I'll start restoring each piece as I go. So I'll let you guys know.
So Advance says you can run it before it's in. So that is my business. I build engine test stands for Zalix Industries. So we're just now making the frames again as well. So
right here.
Yeah. So I've been busy, like even this morning.
I'm gonna have
making these things.
Get one from you.
Yeah. So this is one of the pieces that allows you to attach the starter to the engine. You know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the hard part, but you'll need oil lines and fuel pumps and stuff.
Yeah, I had the tranny hooked up with the starter. It was easy to check compression.
So this this eliminates the transmission. So, and it also supports it. There's like a couple holes here that'll support it up off the ground. So I have videos on Benji's engine on the test stand, and now it's a 3.2 with Motronic computer harness, everything.
Is your test stand low or is it up high? Or?
It's pretty low. So the crankshaft's like 25 inches off the ground. Yeah, it's much easier to manage. So you can use I use the lift, but you could use a motorcycle jack or motorcycle table or something like that to get it up.
Right.
Yeah, it's really convenient.
Yeah, my neighbor had a tranny lift or tranny jack, and it went up about 35 inches, but it was too scary. Having it that high.
35, right? I know.
I was trying to get it into the truck, so we ended up putting it on it with the cherry picker that he found. It was like hidden in the back somewhere.
Jeez. So. Yeah, it's an engine you don't want to crack or break.
No.
All right, should we do the shirts? These are both the Rennen shirts.
Yep.
But okay, so you guys know from way back when, I'm not afraid to cut into metal. So I've always said it's only metal. Don't be afraid to dig into your car. I try to inspire people to, work on their car, have a go at it, and not to fret about it. Because when I first started on my 356, it was like 25 years ago I got that thing.
Oh, wow.
But I was originally like afraid to cut into it. I had Volkswagens and Carmen Gias, whatever. But, cutting into that car, even in the 90s, it was still like nervous.
Yeah.
But eventually you realize that it's got to get worse before it gets better.
Oh, yeah.
And so I always had the idea, like, you just have to cut it. Don't be afraid. It's just only metal, and it applies to engines, transmissions, whatever. So it's only metal is like my motto. So I had some pictures of my 356 when it was in bare metal. Before I had a YouTube channel, I just had pictures like you're doing. So anyways, Cory took the two and made a shirt. So we have a few. We don't have a way to like flash it on the screen, but we have a way to show it to you.
It's only metal.
Yeah. So that's my 356. And of course, I'm a big believer in like trial fitting all the accoutrements like the bumpers and the lights and
You
the
can see the.
like the hood badge. Everything's on it because you want it to fit after it's painted. So I fit everything before it was painted, and so that was not just for a photo. That was like me trial fitting all the pieces. And then that's the car before it went to the painter, and Mario painted that one, but I did all the metal work on that. So.
And he literally sent me a few snapshots of all of, I guess all the metal. And this was the one that fit the best. And I just went in and re-illustrated it a little bit here and there. And everything just fit well. So.
And it still has like the kind of the metal, I don't know, it's like heavy metal font, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I think it's AC/DC font. But
AC/DC, right.
I customized it. Like just resized everything, went into each little piece, and that's usually what I do. I don't just throw it up there. I go in and like hand work all these little pieces.
I don't know if you can tell,
that's
but
kind of like my little electrical thing that I do.
Yes, and so a lot of the there's a lot of theme that carries over from shirt to shirt.
Yeah, we got the green, his Irish green, and Mac's yellow is in here.
That's right. It's hard to read on screen, but it does say "All Garage Time" on the bottom. It also says Rennen, and that's what we plan to do. We plan to partner and just do more shirts.
Well, I left the masking tape in there too.
Yeah, I was probably holding the rubber seal down.
Yeah,
and so it's authentic. Like that's
it's like this one.
Real thing.
Here's the 66. So I just took this photograph and then re-illustrated it as it was, as I found it. And I'd actually thought about driving it like this.
Yeah.
If I could have gotten the engine running, I would have drove it like this. My friend up in the Bay Area inspired me. He found the 55 Speedster, and it was just rusty metal and Mondo.
Yeah.
And he got it running, and he drove it everywhere. And I'm not going to touch it. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, that was really inspiring. So.
Well, what's the original color on that one?
The Speedster?
Yeah.
I think.
No, on your 66.
It's Irish green.
Oh, right.
But I think somebody gave it a Mako paint job in
the
late 70s or 80s, and it has the tan. I don't know what the
fawn.
Is it fawn or tan? It's just leatherette, the black carpet, and sunroof, and has like the deluxe trim on the bottom. It's an unusual one. And I'm finding out now that I don't know if the tranny is original. The engine is early 2-liter. All the parts are marked 65 on it.
Mm-hmm.
But the tranny is a 90202, which says it's, if you look in the book, I think that's a 912 5-speed. And it could have been a special order.
With the 912 gears?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But then I have to research it a little bit more.
Right. Okay.
But that could have been like a special order from Porsche at the time.
Right.
But it's marked actually 67, so maybe it was a factory replace.
Yeah.
Or dealer replace later on. So
I don't know.
But it seems like it's
Irish green. I love that color. Obviously, you guys know Irish green is the color of my 356. So.
And Chris, it may go back to black. I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, okay.
Still debating.
Gotcha. So tell them about the shirts, because they're like limited editions. So the plan is to have new shirts like more frequently, and these are limited. So tell them how you get it.
So we're gonna do for Tom 64. There's gonna be 64 shirts that we're gonna sell to you guys.
1964. So there's 64 shirts.
Yeah, limited edition 64.
Yeah.
Do you want to put the link in if they're interested?
Yep. In
the chat or.
So here's how you get the shirts, you guys. You go to Cory's website. So it's HTTPS. I'm typing it in right now.
Yeah. /www.rennen.
That's a comment. Sorry.
.io.
We are like rookie face or live streamers.
Yeah, you can go there. I just posted an article about Tom and our partnership, and you can grab from there, or you can scroll down I'm trying to do more content, so especially on this car as I build it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And
Have it on there, yeah.
yeah, so I've got that article, and then if you scroll down, like there's like 3 articles in the beginning, and then you can see that shirt. So we're gonna keep it up. Just try to sell them all.
Yeah, sell them all and then release another one. So I think that's how BlipShift does it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Cory's in control of the art, and we'll grab ideas. And then it's been a few months since we met, but since then Cory has been working on sort of like my signature shirt, right?
Yeah. So like usual, I woke up at 3 a.m. and I had this crazy idea of like what his like signature shirt is going to be, and that's going to be on continuously selling it. It's basically like the garage, and he's got his 911 and his 356, and we're going to combine everything with some tools, and it's going to be like a really fun illustration. And
yeah, it's great.
So
it's like hand drawn.
Yeah,
it's
going back to my hand drawn skills.
I wouldn't say it's like it looks great because you drew it on what did you draw it on, like vellum stuff? Vellum, yeah. So
I used blue. I've always drawn with blue blueprint.
It looks like an engineering drawing.
Yeah, because I used to do I worked on stat cameras way back in the 90s for graphic design, and so you write with blue so it doesn't pick up in the.
No, it's cool. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's like a cartoon. It's like a very cool depiction of like the 911 coming out of one side and the 356 coming out of the other side. And it's basically how I work. I mean, there's tools all over the place.
Yeah, and Tom's hidden inside the garage.
Yeah, I'm like somewhere in there. So it's very appropriate. I think that's the coolest part of working with Cory is like, I think he just gets it. He gets the DIY method. He gets what it's like to work on multiple projects at the same time.
Oh yeah,
because we're all doing the same thing.
I've always done my own thing, and I've always had multiple things going on. And like right now, I'm trying to change my mind in which car I want to finish first. So
it's hard.
Yeah,
I know. So
you get to a point in a project where you're at a lull on something because you have to wait on something. So you might as well, instead of doing nothing, you just jump onto it.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
So I was getting my 356 was being painted, and I thought I could just sneak in like an easy project, which turned out to be Mac, which is still not done, but at least I'm able to drive it. But it's been as opposed to a 1-year project, it's like a 3-year project.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it, but it has pushed the 356 development back. But I am trying to get the 356 running for the West Coast Holiday.
Oh, cool.
West Coast Holiday is in Paso Robles this year.
Oh, yeah. I love that place.
So that goal, and we've already made our reservations.
Oh,
so
cool.
The goal is to get it running.
I got to get on that because I want to go.
Yeah.
Although I won't have a 356 to bring there. So
it's all right. You might have to tow mine.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a way to get there. Obviously, we have backup plans with other cars, but we want to bring the 356 to that event. So
yeah, and this car actually, it had been, I pulled it out of Oregon. It had been sitting for 10 years.
Wow.
And the guy had bought it in the early 90s, and it was all apart. It was a project, and he got it back together, and he just wanted to give it to his wife so they could drive. And they drove it for like 15 years with a Volkswagen engine in it.
Mm-hmm.
And but the original engine came with it. It just hadn't run since the 80s.
Okay.
And so when I picked it up, I had to go through the entire underside. It was rusty, but I went through all the mechanicals, and I plated and painted and powder coated everything just to get it running, right. And I had to tear out the the axle tube bearing. I had to like chisel out one of them because it was so bad.
Right.
And then replace it with another. Anyway, so after about 9 months, I put the engine all back together. I didn't even split the block. I didn't take the heads off or anything. I just made it all nice around it.
Mm-hmm.
And got it running. It was actually the carbs that were messed up. The butterfly, what do you call it?
And they took the whole engine out for that?
Yeah, they couldn't figure it out, I guess. And so I had one of the guys just redo the bushings, put it all back together, got it running, and drove it for a year and a half until the hood flew up. I actually took it to Loop 6, drove it down, and which he got captured on a video. I just noticed the other day. I was telling you about it earlier.
Yeah.
And so that was really fun. And then the engine flew, or the hood flew up on it, damaged it, and I decided, well, I might as well start taking it apart and we'll rebuild it, because there was too much rust structurally underneath to make me feel safe to keep driving it.
Right.
So that's another project.
Oh man, so he's like me. Like I'm attracted to junk. And,
that's my whole thing has been pulling out cars that have just so far gone, but they need to be saved.
Right, and that's what is appealing to me, is to be able to just methodically go through and tackle something like one week at a time, and just get through it, because it's all fixable. It just requires a little bit of effort. So Chris just got some shirts.
Awesome, thank you.
Awesome, Chris. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you, of course. So John Brooks recommends the engine jack from a motorcycle jack.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So extended
it's 14
got a
inches.
Table,
right?
Yeah. So you can get them, like he's saying, get it at a swap meet. And there's a Long Beach swap meet this weekend.
Oh.
You ever go to that?
No.
It's good for tools.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good for tools. I think I might go with another guy.
It's Tim. What's up, Tim?
Oh, you got all right, perfect. Welcome, Tim.
So he helped me. Tim's from the Bay Area too.
Oh, nice.
He was an ex San Francisco police officer.
Cool.
And he helped me get started. He was there when I first started up.
It's exciting.
It's on my channel. I only have like a few videos, but I haven't really done anything with it just because I'm not a video guy.
Right.
I'm more like a director for my work. I direct in commercials and stuff, but being on camera is not my thing.
Right, so. Behind the camera.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Anything we forgot to talk about? So
I got to mention. So sorry, Tim is his birthday. We were looking at the car decks of my car, and it was born the same day that Tim was born.
Oh, really? Like to the year too?
Yeah, 11/26/56.
Awesome.
So
now we know how old you are, Tim.
Yeah.
Corey spilled the beans.
Outed.
Right. So what about? Can we give one away?
Yeah. How are we gonna do that?
So if you want a shirt, say something in the chat. We'll try to randomly pick someone.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
Chris is bummed because you already paid for one.
Oh. Or if there's any other questions you guys have.
Yeah, so if there's something you guys want to talk about, there was something, I got to go up a little bit.
Oh, Dave Harris bought one. Thank you, Dave.
Somebody had mentioned there was a question. Oh, my dad's on here. That's good. Hey,
awesome.
Dad. How to do undercoating.
Oh,
so have you done that? I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of methods.
I'll try to answer too, but
I mean the Porsche 911 method is the rocker chutes. That's just from the old, days of being body shops from the 70s and 80s. And
yep.
They have like a special gun, and that's just for like the rockers, and then around the trim. For the
You're talking about the outer body panels.
Yeah, that could be painted, and then
yes.
What I've seen done really well is you get a can of like Rust-Oleum undercoating, and you shoot it, and then you can paint over it.
Right.
And you can even clear coat over it if you want it. You can like dull the sheen on the clear coat as well.
Right.
If you want to really protect it, but
for like
it has the
outer
best
rocker.
texture.
Yeah.
For underneath the car. But then the outer rocker for the wheel arches and for the rocker is that rocker chutes. It works the best. In my feeling, there's like tons of products out there. There's different brands, and
I think some people swear by one brand over the other. One's more authentic than the other. A lot of people like the Worth brand. It's German. I don't know if that's what the factory used, but it's likely. I think Schutz is a 3M brand, right?
Yeah, and you know, I just stripped off the undercoating from my hood and my gas tank from the 66, and it's got that really dense gray rubber.
Gray.
Yeah, and I don't know what it was, but I know from the 50s they used it's like this tar stuff. I forget what they call it. It sounds like Cerakote, but it's they would basically, it's like a tarish stuff they would just coat on. You can see it.
I think that's how the 356s were. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it on that.
It's tar based, because the 911s are PVC based.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different thing. It's a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
But basically, I think my sort of quick summary on it is, it really, you got to adjust the gun correctly to get the texture that you want. So I like the U-Pole products, and there's two products. There's the Gravitex and there's Raptoliner. They both can be made to look exactly the same. It's just that the U-Pole Raptoliner, it has a hardener in it, so it's a little bit more durable. It's often used for like truck bed liners. But depending how you set the pressure, I set my pressure really low, and it gives you like a really coarse, pattern, almost to the point where it like drips. I don't know if you've ever looked on the bottom of like your 911, but it's almost like dripping down, like on a cave wall.
Well, a lot of times you see factory cars, they have drips and runs everywhere,
and like smears and all.
A lot of times I think they just dip it in paint. And
so whether you use the 3M, yeah, I know it's completely crude, and yeah, they're brushing stuff into the seams as they're spraying it, I think, because they're doing it quick.
And there's a video from the late 60s or early 70s where they show 911s, and they literally have like the hoods are up like this, and they're all wired up, and then they're about this far off of the hinges.
Yeah.
And the bolts are in there, and they just paint everything.
Yeah.
And then
together.
When it's all dry, I think they just cinch everything up and put it all together. But yeah, they paint everything all at once.
Yeah. So I undercoating, I would just say, practice with the gun. I have the U-Pole gun. It has a variable nozzle on the end, and it works wonders because you can adjust the pressure, you can adjust the nozzle diameter, and that gives you the texture you want. And you can spray the 3M product with the U-Pole gun. It's just a matter of trying what you like. And my 356 was sprayed with U-Pole Raptoliner as well. And it's a finer texture than the 911. And so we came up with a test coupon that looked authentic enough. And I think it's authentic enough. I think there's at some point you have to, realize that materials are no longer available. So you have to substitute something. But if you spend time on the spray gun settings, you can make it pretty close.
Does Cardinal make undercoating? Because they do all the powder coating, and they're local too.
Cardinal?
Yeah.
Huh.
And you can actually buy, because we do that, we buy Cardinal. It's the same paint that they use for powder, but they make it a paint.
Okay.
So it's really hard.
Oh.
And I forget, because we don't use the 3M undercoating. I forget what we use. Not 3M, but the Rust-Oleum. We don't use that one. And the Baldy Blue 356 that I have came out. I think it looks good. I don't recall exactly which one it is. And I was wondering if Cardinal is like they're a paint company, but I don't know if they make the.
I don't know. Or not. Yeah, there's a couple. The choices I know are 3M, U-Pole, and Worth. So either of those, you can make it to work whatever. And some of them are tintable if you want to make it like that gray color. You can make it that gray tan color. You can make it black. You can make it body color. You can kind of do whatever you want.
Oh, I know. So now, last time I did mine, I used that big. It's a really fat can of Rust-Oleum undercoating.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Rust-Oleum one.
And it comes out. It has a nice texture.
Right.
And it's a hard rubber.
Right. So, is it two parts though? You like A?
No, you just spray it.
Okay. So that's probably more authentic than what I use. Mine is two parts. So when it dries, it maintains whatever shape you sprayed it on. Mm-hmm. But once it dries, it's pretty hard. you're not getting it off.
And then I use SEM Black.
Yeah.
They've always made bumper trim or any kind of like molding black trim.
Yeah.
But this stuff is it's direct to metal, and it gives you like, it looks like powder coat. It's done. It's really hard, and it dries in like a few minutes.
Right. So that's one of the ones I mentioned earlier in this discussion. We've gone along a lot of topics.
He's
here,
gonna test them all out.
I'm gonna test them all out and tell you guys, which one's the most durable and stuff.
Oh, fuel lines.
And we have someone from New Zealand.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What time is it in New Zealand? It's got to be. It's probably not 5 o'clock. We're drinking beers. You drinking beers in New Zealand already? Source for fuel lines.
Yeah, so I've been trying to make my own out of just aluminum for like the fuel rails, but just regular fuel lines has always been the German brand. Black.
You can get the braided, yeah.
It still
there's
works, but
interesting.
The fuels probably aren't going to work long term for that stuff. I don't know if the rubber really is affected by the alcohol content.
Yeah, that's where you have to, because most people say you need fuel injection hose to run with ethanol.
Oh, really?
But some people are diehards authentic, right?
Yeah,
like there's a guy, Paul, he has found a way to get the blue weave inside the German weave. Like there's the German braided hose, but the Germans from his era is like 1964, I think, same as my car. There's a blue stripe that was typically in the factory hose.
Oh, really?
So he's found a way to reproduce that. But can you reproduce that with a hose that's compatible with ethanol? I would be very careful. Like make sure you're sure it's compatible, because last thing you want is an authentic car on fire, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so there's some things like on my 911, I really don't care. Everything is modern. It's a resto mod.
Yeah.
So I've gone with all my car is actually E85 or E15. No, E85, like my fuel pump, all the stainless hard lines, all the aluminum fittings, all the AeroQuip stuff, the aerospace stuff, all that is compatible with E85. And then the fuel injection system would also be, it's not for the 912 engine, of course, but for my 6-cylinder, it can run on E85, which for those that know, E85 can give you more power.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. It's got more octane, more power is possible, but of course you have to tune it for E85. So I would be very careful that if you are going with a German braided hose to look authentic, that it is indeed ethanol approved.
Yeah.
Check with like the vendor, Stoddard, whoever you're buying it from. Just find out like how long is it going to last, because you don't want to change your fuel hoses every year,
Yeah. Especially on, like, I'm trying to make that 66 authentic, and it's got the little collars that go around the braided. And it took me forever to figure out, because I found a set of collars, actually the original ones, and I tried to push in the braid, and then I tried to push that on the little, what do you call it, the junction.
Is it supposed to be crimped, like a crimped collar?
No, it slides in there, and then that collar puts enough pressure on to hold it. I mean, most German braid, you can just put it on there and it won't leak anyway. But you always want to cinch it up.
I've always been told that the braid is actually there for a reason.
Yeah, it's like the Chinese finger thing where it starts to cinch up if you pull.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's another reason. So I was always told, too, that if you do have a hose that's leaking, like a cracked hose, instead of spraying fuel all over your engine, like on the spark plugs, like Porsche likes to put it right above the spark plugs, it actually soaks into it soaks into the braid, and then you could smell it. Like instead of creating a fire immediately, you're supposed to be able to notice a wet hose or smell like
That's
fuel.
Interesting.
But like what you're saying too about the Chinese handcuff thing,
but so I had found the wrong collars, and I mean it was so frustrating because they make ones that are slightly larger, and then it has a slightly larger ID for the hole that everything goes in, because I was trying to figure out how do you put this all together. It's too tight.
Yeah.
And then that worked. And so I'm going to try to run that and see if it's safe. If it doesn't leak and all that, it should be good. But, you know, it had, we call it regular screw down clamps on it to begin with. So, original, it had the collar, but I think somebody messed with it.
Got it.
So
yeah,
probably to keep it from leaking.
I know. And then everyone just wants to use those worm, you know, hose clamps on everything, which, you know, sometimes that puts like a little,
it does,
like a peak in the.
So you got to get the nice ones that are it's just a piece of metal that wraps around, and then it's two little things that go in.
The European ones. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know. Be careful on fuel lines. Probably shouldn't take advice from us on a live. Yeah. We're drinking beer. We should give away a shirt. What do you say we pick someone? Jeff Harrison's in. We can give it to Jeff, or we could give it to. No one really raised their hand. What do you think? Give it to Jeff. Dave already bought one. Chris already bought one.
Chris had to fly. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I say so.
All right, Jeff, you get one of Rennen's shirts.
Awesome.
Thank you for being here. Jeff's been a long time.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Long time viewer for sure. So we're excited about more shirts. Look at the shirts that Cory has on his website already. It's rennen.io. And anything else we should cover? Anything else? What about you guys? What are you guys working on? Tell us. I know Jeff's working on a Jaguar. He's stuffing a V12 in a Jaguar.
There's not enough room. Yeah.
I think they always have those really long noses, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
I love it.
It didn't come with a V12. I think he's.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's swapping out he's putting in a bigger engine.
What year?
I think he set up here. I can't remember what year.
I love the Jaguars.
1976 Jaguar V12.
Cool.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. And he's in Iowa, so he doesn't have the same problem we have.
Yeah.
Smog regulations.
You got the good gas.
Have a 911C 3.0. If only parts were as accessible here as they are there. So we are definitely spoiled here. I try to preface some of my my videos.
What's a C 3.0?
I think it's a Carrera.
Okay.
The Carrera
my first
3.0
one was an 83 3-liter.
But the early, I don't know if it's an early Carrera, like a 74, 75. I really like those early Carreras too.
Yeah.
Or it could, I mean.
The racers love the 3-liters because it's got a short stroke, you know, and then they can build it bigger. So my racer friend, he always told me, like, they want to be able to get in and out of the corners fast.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they'll get passed up on the straights because they don't have the power.
Right.
But
you can always use more
revs
power.
up faster because of the short stroke.
Yes. Right. Less reciprocating mass.
Right.
Yeah. No, we're pretty
Cool.
lucky. Like we're
77.
constantly getting parts, and I have too many parts. Like I don't know if you guys can see. I have shelves all over the place. I'm constantly moving stuff around and always selling stuff too. That's one of the ways we have to pay for where we live. We have to we have to share our parts with everyone else. So I spend probably a few hours a day just selling and shipping parts.
Yeah, you showed you had a bunch of parts on a pallet.
Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff.
Video.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
It was just a Craigslist ad, and the guy said,
"That's a good Craigslist.
One price for everything." He said, "Make me an offer," and I was like, "Well, too bad you left it all outside." So I just lowballed offer, and I know that I don't know. There's a see that transmission right there. So, and that one right there, I don't know if you guys can tell. I've done some work to it.
Oh, you split it? Oh, it's a split case.
It's a split case 356 transmission, and so
That's VW on it.
Yeah, but it's a Porsche.
That's early.
It's a Porsche one, so that belongs in a 1954. So,
oh my gosh.
So that piece alone is probably worth $10,000.
Yeah.
So of course it's a mess.
Take it to the workshop and tumble it.
Yeah.
Clean it up.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, I don't want to be deceitful because the inside of it is not well well taken care of.
Oh, really?
No, but it's it's corroded and stuff. But I'm cleaning it up as best I can and offering it to somebody. In fact, so the other thing is on the 356 registry, you can look up like by engine number and you can look up by transmission number. So I found the owner of the the thing. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, yeah. So I'm trying to. The car is in Italy. I'm trying to like set it up so we can get it back to the owner. But
oh, you got a 64 SC since 1970. That's awesome.
Oh, Andy Elsner, we know him. So Andy, it's in good hands with Andy. He's a 356 metal expert. You ever been to his place? It's in Huntington Beach.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a really good metal guy. So,
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, we'll stop in there. We'll check out your car. So where are you at, Lee? You said you're are you the guy from Irvine? I can't remember. I'm bad with names. It makes sense if it is, but like I know Andy gets work from all over the place. Like people trailer and transport their cars to Andy.
Yep, Irvine. Cool.
Yeah, Irvine.
Local.
Yeah, you're in good hands. Who have you decided to get it to paint it? Do you already have a painter in line? I know Andy usually recommends Jim East.
Mm-hmm. Is that East
Auto Body?
Yeah.
Shane. It's actually Shane.
They've
East.
done a lot of Porsche products over the last
they all only
decades.
Porsche. Yeah, only.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad's on here. He knows the original owner is Jim, and so he gave it to his son. Anyways, but he's a good painter. Yeah, see Shane East.
Oh, cool.
We already know what you're doing there, Lee. But yeah, how long has Andy been working on that rust repair? I know that's the hardest part. I always tell people if they're looking to buy a car, make sure it doesn't have rust.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
Because it's the most expensive thing to fix.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it goes everywhere. And if you don't look, like, we literally take things piece by piece apart, just cut it out. We grind out each little spot weld.
Right.
And we've been doing that for decades. But
you
got to grind out every single, especially on, like, I used to do old buses.
Right.
And imagine doing like an entire roof on a bus and then having to do the floors, and then you put it back in a certain way. When you weld it back in, it leaves the dimple so it looks like the original spot weld.
Right.
And then, then it looks factory.
I know. So that's a ton of work.
But you got to take out, the little lip like this and the inside part and just every little piece. Otherwise, it's going to come back.
Andy has a dry ice blaster now too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we should go say hi.
I wanted to like take the engine because the engine was so like oil and dirt.
But you paid your kids to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dry ice is expensive. You probably got a better deal with your kids. Child labor.
Yeah, you should have seen it actually. My neighbor who's he's a Porsche guy too. We took the engine and I wanted to see he has a steam cleaner. So we probably shouldn't have done it, but I knew I was going to take it apart anyway. Like, it was on a cart, and so I lifted it up like this, so the tranny's up in the air, and then he put a come along on the front part and hooked it in, just held it up. I was like, "Oh my God, is this thing actually going to hold up?" So
it's like cleaning a fish or
the bottom of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like a fish. Wow. So 6 months is not bad to get metal work done. Like if you're gonna have a pro do it, like that's what you want. Like 6 months is reasonable. Because it took me in my 356, it took me like 10 years or more. Because I was like my kids were young and I would take months off or I just wouldn't work on it at all. And it's super time consuming.
My 65, I drove it to Loop 3, and right after that I gave it to my friend Tony, and it took about a couple of years to get it to paint.
Yeah.
But, it was on and off. And then ever since then, it's just been kind of sitting and found other things to do. And, just, but it's coming back together again now. So,
yeah.
On the road.
He said it's not done, but I don't know. Even Like compared, yeah. So 6 months for his car, Lee's car. He said
that's really fast,
but it's not done.
Okay,
but it's still within like that's a good trajectory because like my trajectory was decades, and it adds up. I mean, I've always had fun working on cars. So
all right, bye, Jeff.
Whether I'm working or not. Oh, Jeff, we'll get a way to. I know how to get in touch with you. We'll get a way to get that shirt to you. And thank you again for your support and being here, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. So yeah, it just takes time. 10 years. Like I enjoy working on it, and it was if it wasn't fun, I just would stop working on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, that's what I like. I like finding all because I want to keep everything as original as I can. That was came from the car, unless it's just completely gone.
I went through a lot of effort to like, because my car was built by Carmen.
Yeah,
and Carmen had like all these weird depressions in the floors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met another guy on the East Coast, and we were comparing notes, and he had done a lot of research. So between the two of us, I think we have like the Carmen's kind of figured out,
Oh, cool.
like where the depressions go,
Okay.
what was original, at least for the like our serial numbers were only a couple hundred apart, so we reproduced pretty much everything we could.
You can check out mine then.
Yeah.
What is mine?
And the nice thing about my car is that
221 814.
221.
Yeah.
Mine's
That's a carbon
218. Mine's 221.
Okay.
So mine's older. I think mine's my birthday on my car was tax day, April 15th.
Mine's 222 of 65.
65. So mine was 64. But I would assume the depressions and stuff are the same.
Yeah, probably.
So my car, when I got it, hadn't really been messed with. It had like a little bit of bad repair done to the battery box.
Thanks, Lee.
Lee's off to other local events. Yeah, we'll see you. Maybe Lee, we'll see you at the. I don't know if we can go to the Steve McQueen. I'll see. That'd be a good place to hook up, though. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I can't believe it's already a year since then. Are you going to go to the 356 Concours this year? Did you go last year?
I think I skipped last year. I don't think I made it. And it's
new
moved
place.
locations.
Yeah,
right?
it's really great. It's huge.
Wait, is that the same place as the? That's not the Boys Republic.
No,
because that's where the Steve McQueen show is.
Yeah, it's
different. One's in Chino.
It's I forget what they call it, Irvine Lake.
Oh, so I've been in.
It's a nice drive
the
out
Cub
there.
Scouts. I've been out.
Okay.
I've camped out there many weekends.
I really like Dana Point, but always have. But
right.
it's a nice. It's a huge space and.
Cool. I know. Like they invited the 912 clubs, and so it's always a big event. Right. Well, I think it's been an hour. People are dwindling off, which is totally normal. Thank you guys, everyone, for being here. Anything else, you're always welcome to reach out to myself directly. My email is on the About page. If you guys have questions, I always try to get back to you like in about a week, I guess. Try to get back to you within like a week. And thank you guys for the interest in the welding class. I will send those who are interested email, and we'll try to maybe set that up for later this month. It's already June. And then we'll have Cory give it a whirl.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do TIG welding forever.
Yeah, and I got a new TIG welding machine, which I haven't really talked much about, but my Miller blew up.
Oh, really? And that's the expensive part of the equation, right?
The Millers are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't buy the Miller again. I bought something else, which was very affordable, and I actually like it.
And when my dad retired, he didn't tell me. Well, I didn't even think about it, but he sold everything, and I'm like,
yeah,
it all the really amazing gauges for gas welding.
And,
TIG equipment.
The equipment now, like this one, this is a 200 amp machine.
Oh, okay.
An equivalent 200 amp machine from 20 years ago would have been like 4 times that size.
But his was like this big and a truck.
A truck, right? It was probably still 200 amps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technology has gone a long way, like with the TIG welders. So, yeah, you're welcome to come try it out. All right, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
You can reach Cory at his website.
Yep.
Rennen.io.
Cory at Rennen.io.
Oh, there's your email.
Yeah.
Cool.
Simple.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. Check out the shirts. Hope you guys all like it. And I'll be wearing the new shirt. And then hopefully in the next, short term, we'll get like the official Garage Time shirt out. But I kind of like the It's Only Metal. Like it's a cool
metal. Yeah.
It's a cool interim shirt. So thank you guys again for being here, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Cheers. It was fun.
Yep. I got to work on my video tomorrow. So the Saturday's video hasn't even started yet.
Oh.
So I do it on Thursday. So Thursday, work all day, a little bit Friday morning, and then edit into the evening. And so that'll be for Saturday's video. I think it's going to be the rear suspension assembly. So
cool.
We got to clean up the garage and get ready for tomorrow. So thanks, guys, for being here.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
What are these little dots are for?